In project management, the most effective way of ensuring timely product delivery is nothing but efficient planning. Making sure each resource is allocated to the most critical task or activity in the whole project cycle. Critical path method in project management is exactly how project managers can plan their projects to ensure project delivery in time. Hello, this is Ryan from Invensys Learning. And I welcome you all to our YouTube channel. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe and press that bell icon to get the latest updates on Invensys Learning. In today's session, we will learn about the CPM or critical path method that project managers use to plan their projects. We will start with the introduction to CPM and why we use it. Moving further, we will find a critical path in a project. And finally, we will sum up this session with the advantages of the critical path method in project management. I hope you are clear about the agenda. Also, if you're looking for a PMP certification training program, enroll in Invensys Learning. The link is given in the description. Now, let's begin our session. So, what is the critical path method? It is a project modeling technique used by the project managers to ensure timely delivery of the project. They identify the starting time and an efficient finish time based on the CPM that will give a clear picture of the schedules and other parameters like resource allocation, time management, etc. Let's take a simple hypothetical example. I have given you a project to make a t-shirt, and I want to know how long it will take for you to do that. Now, as a project manager, you would need to start from the beginning. You will identify the activities that need to be performed for the end product. You will find the dependencies of the activities on one another. You will find the time taken to complete each activity alone. In the end, you will use the critical path method to get an estimate of the final delivery of the product. This is how the whole process works in a nutshell. Now, before we dig deeper, let's learn why we use the critical path method. In the early days, the critical path method was able to revive the old projects that were behind schedule. But, nowadays CPM can easily identify the most important activities in a project. This helps in focusing on more important activities efficiently. And since CPM can identify the slack for the non-dependent activities in a complex project, it becomes easier to deal with setbacks. Now, let's understand how we will find a critical path in a project.
Let's consider a hypothetical project in which we have activities A, B, C, D, E, F. We have the duration that they will take to finish individually with specific values.
And since it is a hypothetical project, we are also assuming we already know the dependencies. Although, in a real project the dependencies have to be identified. Even the duration is decided using various methods. One can use past projects' experience or analyze the data for similar projects, or it can be guesswork based on experience as well. The point is to map these activities together based on duration and dependencies. Now, to calculate the critical path method, we will write the duration of each activity and calculate the maximum amount of time the path takes. That will be the critical path for the project. Since ABDF is taking the longest, that is the critical path. Now, to calculate the slack, we will subtract the second longest path from the critical path. Slack is nothing but the time that can be spared for a specific activity without delaying the finish of the project. And the result will be the slack for the activities that are not present in the critical path. If any of the activity is having a shared dependency, it will take the float of the path that has more weightage. And the critical path will have zero slack since the duration of the project depends on the critical path. And that is how we can follow the same approach to plan a real project as well. Also, there is one more approach. Project evaluation and review technique is also known as PERT, that is used to plan models. But the major difference between CPM and PERT is that the events in the PERT approach do not have a time duration mentioned. Drop a comment, guys, if you want us to make a detailed session on PERT as well. Now, moving further, let's discuss a few advantages of the critical path method. The advantages of the critical path method are as follows. The dependency of the activities in the project is clear in a critical path method. CPM helps in identifying the most important and critical tasks/activities in the project. It helps in saving time by utilizing the slack and moving resources on critical activities. The most important advantage is the planning of the project in a structured format to identify shortcomings and delays as well. And in the end, optimizing resources to prevent delay in the project completion. The efficiency of the greatest projects was not measured by how much planning was done. It is always about the scheduled time for finishing the project. So, in order to be a successful project manager, One must understand what kind of resources are needed at exactly which activity at what point in time of the project. The critical path method in project management ensures that no delays are faced at the end of the project. And, at the end of the day, that is all that matters. With this, we have come to the end of the session. If you are looking to grow in your project management career, enroll in Invensys's PMP certification training program. The link is given in the description. If you like this session, do subscribe. And tell us in the comments, what kind of projects would you plan using the critical path method? Thank you.